Looks like a bucket of refuse. Chef Cookie. Wait, Chef Cookie? Oh, you poor bastard. Captain. Chief Cook. Quite possibly him. And indeed recording. Who... oh yes, apparently we can save the other guy. Is he also trying to engage in... okay, this guy... the Moldraxians probably wouldn't commend his strength, but... strength indeed. No. Dude is indomitable. A key which opens a cage and hold chains. But, Ku and Koa, Hypocus, Cantia, and the Secretary Mevex. The names are vaguely Greek. There are sometimes slight butcherings of, like, the gods. There's an Athena or, whatever. Cosmos, or what have you. So, I'm not going to be able to pronounce them well, you know? I'm Irish, for those who don't know. There's a variety of Irish names I can barely pronounce. And I'm fucking Irish. Don't know if we've seen her before, I doubt it. I doubt anyone we've seen has been taken. Nice of them to leave you with armor and weapon.
Thank the Archon. These monsters will know my wrath.
That's suicide, idiot. She learned quite quickly that what's-his-face lied to her. Suicide isn't painless. But I suppose he wasn't fully lying to her, and will bring on many changes.
They are the enemy.
Nope. The guy is a bro. I like this dude.
You're still in one piece. I'll secure a position outside.
Would be nice if he commented on that. It's like, wait, what? You're working with them? The fact he didn't respond to that, it's a little disappointing, but maybe you can take it as a oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, internally kind of thing. That everyone is blunt. Though I do wonder how he knew that they were Moldraxi. He hadn't even talked yet. He said it was our voice that tipped him off.
Can you reach the top? Right! You're right!
Thankfully, those little guys are a bit... He's actually fist fighting? Okay, this guy took a few levels of monk. Oh, Jesus Christ, like blind fighting. So aggressively true.
duty? Can you speak?
Because shakes his head and points to where his tongue should be. He can't see it, but because interesting armor, but he isn't the guy I met.
We must persevere.
Hums and noise of tanks. Survivors go into cages, corpses get dismembered. Only 4 survivors. I should be grateful there were any at all, but what sort of monsters would do this to anyone, let alone their own people? Well, most of these aren't their own people. They've been cooking Korean and our corpses. For some dark purpose. Whatever they are planning, must put a stop to it. I've overheard mention of 3 individuals who seem to be in charge. We need to find them and eliminate them. Dr. Hevel, Tabulator Hermes, and Lecturer Kevin.
Those who perpetrate these horrors must face justice.
Okay, his voice is vaguely sounding like Anduin. Plot twist. So Thales, Theseus.
The tabulator counts bodies like currency.
Korean corpse. Keepsake. Soured flesh growth. God, this place is unhygienic. Yes, you're thinking it right, folks. If I had, some faction, I'd be drowning my enemies in soap and hand sanitizer. They'd all end up dying of autoimmune diseases. An injured Korean is crawled off to die here out of sight, clutched in their boxes, in their hand a small box. Oh. Stitch Sorter's Guardian. Huh. And something that looks like this. Oh, or KY. Handwritten note, reconstructed family locket. To my love, I confess that I remember. By some miracle, this echo of our past found me. Oh, Christ. To my love, I confess that I remember by some miracle this echo of our past found me. I staved it and with it saved all that we were. Perhaps it was my undoing. I scorned the Archon's trust and so fell prey to this nightmare. But the flicker of you comforts me in my final moments. Fate is blind to this horizon, but may we be as one anew. In Legion, a crusader died, and you could find on his body a locket. And I showed this in the pre-patch videos with my Death Knight. You could give that locket to his wife, and she would suicide, and kids would presumably go to an orphanage. You didn't find their bodies. You could then take her bonnet. Presumably, this Kyrian, it was her husband, the crusader that died. Jesus Christ. we are still together, forever. Even when we find ourselves apart. Appear to be at peace. Oh, it's a woman. The other one was a dude, so, who knows? Maybe... I don't know. They got work done in the afterlife. It was a nice idea, but, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, the same sentimentalities make me not want to get rid of it. Since my idea seems to be just kicked in the crotch from the get-go. I know some sentimentality's gone, because I was like, yes, I had a good idea, and it's like, no, it's probably wrong. Shit.
They experiment on us.
Yep. So yeah, I'm just a little disappointed. Injected me with slime. Oh, that's nice. They were getting camped, so two rushed in to help. Albeit to complete their quest, but still. Now this guy makes me think of those demons. The jailers. Well, it's more witchy, I guess.
It is done. We must rejoin the others.
Okay, those guys, while they're neutral, they will join in fights against me. It's the mortals. Somebody slay them. Bonk. While they're neutral, ignore them tipping people off. Ooh. Nutrient-rich compost, 56. If I level here, I can grab it. They will join in fights against me. Nutrient-rich compost. I'm not sure what that's for. Regardless, let's go and continue. It's weird. It's random, like, there's just things like, oh, no, you're not high enough level.
Stand together.
It's just like,
Fight as one.
weird. Rich oxen deposit.
Magic. What are they doing to my brethren?
You do not want to know. Some ways you are lucky to have lost your eyes. Some ways. Wow, I apparently got a fair chunk of XP for that vein. I seems to have jumped up.
All these atrocities. How are we to trust you?
Trust me or don't. This is not what the Maldraxi stand for.
This Kyrene flesh will grant us newfound power. Uno momento. Okay, folks. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, I can fistfight this guy, but let's not. Yeah, there are Maldraxi there that are nobler. It gets realm of heroes and villains, and this guy is pretty noble. Again, none of them tolerate weakness, but again, they're still better than the Kyrians. Kyrians. They're still better than the Kyrians. Like, Jesus Christ, they're better.
Maldraxxus honors you.
It seems that one of the house's barons is overseeing this operation, and he's unaware that we're free. We have a chance to strike him down. Yes. Ooh, even better. Perhaps not all is lost. We can still deal with severe blows to house constructs. Give them a hand. The corpses are brought to this pit for processing. Their flesh is liquefied and congealed before being shaped into new constructs. Can hinder their production by extracting the animates from the pool prematurely. Use this hook to do so. Don't let Baron Hallis catch you. His reputation for cruelty, even within his own house. Varys' assault on the House of Constructs may have failed, but we can still make them bleed now that we're on the inside. So order as many as you can. I will hunt down the masterminds behind these new production efforts.
Our might is without this reeks of Stitchflesh's handiwork. Create a distraction while I hunt down his disciples.
Indeed, Stitchflesh is already dead.
Maldraxxus so bloodthirsty?
Yes, but to be fair, he's bloodthirsty with very good regard. To be fair, if I was here seeing this depravity, I would be about as bloodthirsty. I may not have ever really fought, but damn, give me something. I'll try, try and at least take one down. How I was reading the story online, it was a horrific story. No idea if it's true, but a woman, like, there was this, like, perfect love story, Hollywood love story. The husband and wife were married since they were young, for 40 years. But the wife had, oh, apologies, ended up having an 11-year affair. And they only discovered when the kids were in their 30s. And all the kids were the other guys. And it was actually a friend of the husband. When he found out, and it was confirmed, it broke him. He just disappeared for 3 days. After that, his grandfather, who had raised him alone, found him dead after hanging himself. At the funeral, no one could look at the mom. Well, the daughters couldn't look at the mom. They loved their dad. He was an angel. He was the sweetest bastard. The girls couldn't look at her afterwards, but I doubt they could look at her at the funeral. His side of the family threw her out. The grandfather and the uncles. I was reading it and I was just like, I wouldn't have just thrown her out. I would have, say she was staring at the ground in front of her, I would have retched her face up and spat into it. Like, she just, so disgusting. It's just like, sweet Jesus Christ. Sorry, that's just kind of thrown my head through a loop. But yeah, it's just like, sweet Jesus Christ. Like, it was an 11-year affair. He was out working all day. He wanted to be a doctor, but he left school thinking he knocked her up. He was in medical college or on his way to it. He left school to help her out, and but she got knocked up by his friend. And then the rest of the 3 kids were that guy's kids. Who knows if he even knows he has kids? fuck, who knows if he... Well, presumably he knew she was in a relationship. But, yeah, who knows if he knows those are even his kids. To carry on that charade for 11 fucking years. And one of the kids was even his. I was telling Mum all this, including spitting in the woman's face, and it was just like... she was thinking I was being kind. I just... Ugh. Just... What a scumfuck. What an utter shit cunt. Apparently just spends her days now staring at a wall. Her side of the family wants the girls to open up to her daughters to talk to her again, but they don't want anything to do with her. I don't think they can even look at each other anymore. Well, the one that was writing it. Again, it could easily be fake, but just like the idea of it gets my blood up. Like, you know, various stories could get my blood up. The idea of this gets my blood up. And maybe that's, like, say if it's fictional, that's probably what someone wanted. I have no idea. But yeah, just the idea of it just... Oh, it stabs, twists the knife. It's fucking wrong. Ugh. Guy deserved better on so many fronts. He doted on his daughter, he doted on her, and she repaid him by cheating on him with his friend. Maybe I am being kind. But yeah, I was thinking, ret your face up, spit in it, and then go pay my respects to the corpse. To the poor bastard. Just... Oh. Just some people. Ugh. Medvics may be here for blood, but what I want is to spare my fallen kin from a terrible fate. Most of my fellow Kyrene were either slain in combat or shortly after arriving here. If their corpses were bound for this pit, then perhaps we can recover them before they're thrown in. Take the swords with you and gather the bodies of my brethren. Not allow them to be made into monsters.
May we survive this tragedy.
Oh, nice. Those expired, but that's fine. I can put them back on. That's one thing I do like by FF14, even if the system is ungodly clunky. Even if the system is ungodly clunky, it's animated cores light. This stuff doesn't ever expire. There's no fee for putting it up each time. You put it up, there's a fee when it sells, and that's it. Fee whenever you buy a thing, but that's it. And it's not... There's no deposit. There's no nothing like that. In the sense, there's a real world one. If you really want to get into auctioning, you need the additional retainers, and they drive the game's fee up to like €23. So €40 per additional retainer, and you do need them if you want to really get into auctioning. Each retainer can handle 20, and you get 2 by default. So you get 40 items auctionable. But then you can pay for an additional 7. Though I believe there's an additional 8 you can get if you have the companion app, which is its own amount of money. But yeah, you pay. I think this is the amount I'm getting is going up with my mining skill, which is great. Just kind of passively going up as I mine. But yeah, like old mining. But so anyway, so yeah, with those extra 7, that's an extra 114. You can 140 that you can auction. Level 60.
I'm out of range.
Dead Zone Colossus. Yeah, you just take 5 there, mate. That's 100 and... Oh. 100 and... 80 you can auction. If it's 140 from the 7, then the 40 that you already have, 180. So in total, if you pay the extra, then you have 180. You can auction rather than just 40. Keep in mind that is in total. With just the extras, it's 140. So you really need them if you want to get into auctioning. Because some things won't sell for ages. Or they'll sell in bits or what have you, you know? So... yeah, they'll sell in bits or whatever. And you can also only sell in stacks of 29. While here I can sell in massive stacks. 29 is the cap. So if you... So yeah, if you want to sell a number, you need... sell a lot of a resource. You need to put it up multiple times. So, say if you buy 500 bomb ash, you need however many times that would go. A little over. It'll be 99, so a little over 5 slots for it, and just that. So you really do need the extra guys. Put up a suit of armor. That's a slot gone. And that's a suit. So it's... So yeah, it's, that's his thing for you. Okay, yeah, we're just leaving the blind guy alone. This might work out well. But, so yeah, if you really want to get into auctioning, you need those extra guys, and they provide other bonuses as well, gathering additional resources and whatnot. So it ends up making Final Fantasy 14 like 23-24 euro of a subscription. It's expensive, and that's on top of the you also still have to buy expansions and everything. Still, it's actually meant to be a very good MMO. It's difficult for me to get into other MMOs, and that included. It's just WoW has been my MMO since I left RuneScape. And it's really clicked with me. Even as much as it pushes me away now, it's still... It's like sunk cost fallacy, but it's just like, I want to play something else, but nothing feels right. It just itches the right ways. It's grooved me out. It's carved me into only fully accepting it. You know? So it's hard for me to get into other things, but I am going to try and record some of that, some of this. I have the description to the other thing as well. But anyway, moving on. Behold the Snowglobe!